guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be looking at the magic of the dividend snowball effect. Now, on this channel, I do a lot of videos on different dividend paying stocks, the majority of them being Canadian. I've said in the past how much I love dividend stocks and I've explained why, but I've never showed you the magic behind compound interest. I just told you it's amazing over long periods of time. I'm going to use a dividend compound calculator to really illustrate this magic. We're going to take a stock everybody knows. It's one of my personal favorites, at least my very favorite in the Canadian banking sector. It's the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, ticker CM on the TSX. All right. So the dividend yield is currently 4.01% and it trades around $145. We're going to go over to marketbeat.com. I like their dividend compound calculator. It's free. Anybody can use it. So I've already preloaded all of CIBC's information into the boxes. For this illustration, we're going to have it in a non-taxable account because everyone knows you should be having all your big investments in your tax-free account. It is the best vehicle to build wealth for us Canadians. CIBC pays their dividend quarterly. For this illustration, we're going to have the drip on. That's the best way to snowball our wealth. The number of shares is 344 and the share price is $144. So if we multiply 344 times 145, we're going to get $50,000. I chose $50,000 because, in my opinion, it's an obtainable amount for an investor to save over a period of time. It's a realistic number. Some people think it's nothing. Some people think it's a ton of money. It's a lot for me, but this is doable and this is what we're going to use for this calculation. Our tax rate will be 0 because, yet again, it's in a tax-free account. The annual dividend yield currently is 4.01%, and the expected annual dividend increase per year, this is where I inputted 5. This is much too low. Traditionally, it's been over 5% per year. I'm just using a very conservative number because it's better to err on the side of conservatism in this type of calculation. And the expected annual share price appreciation per year, I put 9%. I think that's probably realistic. It's reasonable. And we're going to look at the graph over a 20-year time period. So I want to highlight the annual dividend amount. So $50,000 today in CIBC will get you $2,000 per year. Nothing special, nothing life-changing, but I mean, I would love an extra $2,000 a year. I think everybody would. The next year, it's $2,300. The next, 2.8. 3.3, then 4,000. So in 5 years, you've just over doubled your initial dividend income. That's amazing. And I want to remind you, we're not adding anything to this portfolio. We're just letting it go on autopilot. We're not investing additional capital at all. It's just running. We're just reinvesting that capital. The quarterly dividend snowball is getting bigger and bigger. So let's take a look. The first 5 years, we've doubled it. Let's go to the next 5 years from 5 to 10. Our dividend income is now $10,000. So now we've over doubled it. All right, well, what about 15 years? $27,000. We've over doubled again. And finally, 20 years, you're going to be receiving $79,000 per year in dividend income from CIBC. And remember, our initial investment was only $50,000, but in 20 years, the dividend snowball has just blown up to $80,000 just around. Now, this should be enough to make anyone very excited because $80,000 is a great Canadian salary, okay? You could live off of this. You could be raising a family off $80,000. This is great. Now, if the dividend's not that exciting for you, which I don't know why it would not be, let's take a look at the value of the portfolio, all right? So year 1, we're just over $50,000. In year 10, $172,000, and in year 20, we're around $866,000. We're not quite at $1 million, but take a look at what 20 years can do. Time in the market exponentializes your investment. It's absolutely beautiful, wonderful, amazing, and it shows you anyone can become wealthy over a period of time in the stock market. Now, that was with an annual contribution of 0. I've entered an annual contribution of $600. Oh, no. Now, I want to alter our calculation a little bit here. In the last one, we had an annual contribution of $0 per year. We let the last portfolio run on autopilot, but now let's change it. Let's add $6,000 per year every year over the next 20 years and see what this does to our final numbers. And I chose $6,000 a year because that's $500 a month, and that's what people usually pay for a new car. People tend to have new car payments for 5-7 years, and it's around $500 a month. Your neighbors do it all the time. Look in their driveway. So I'm using that number because pretend you have a new car payment just for the next 20 years and you drive an old Honda Civic instead. We're going to take a look at what that does to your portfolio. In this example, we're starting with the same $2,000 in dividend income per year. In year 5, now we're at $5,400. In the last example where we didn't have any annual contribution, it was at $4,000. And the grand total at the end of 20 years with the $6,000 per year added additionally is $141,000 in comparison to $79,000 if you don't add anything per year. So that's the difference, guys. Just a little bit of money per month can skyrocket the end result. $141,000 a year is life-changing. I hope this video has really illustrated and made your belief in dividend investing concrete and strong. I hope you believe you can do it. I know I can. I think you guys can too. It does take dedication. It does take a strong hand. If the market's crashing, you can't sell. You always have to keep reinvesting at new highs. That's another thing people have a problem with. CIBC is currently $145. I'm still dripping in. People are not. They're a little afraid that it's overvalued right now. In the long term, this is going to seem cheap, okay? In 10 years, this is going to be a steal of a deal. So that's why I keep dripping in. I love it. I hope you guys do too. Trust the process, trust your belief system, and trust that you're going to do very, very well over time. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.